blue, it has turned entirely orange. I'm going to put it straight there to cool down. It's really, really hot. I'm just going to make sure. Okay, right. I'm going to take the. I'm going to bring it close to the chopping board. The lobster is still really, really hot. So if I start to take the flesh out, I'm probably going to burn myself. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to take a lime. And the way I personally like my lobster is to leave it just as it is, with a drizzle of lime, and that's it. So I'm going to bash my lime just to make sure, as the lime's still pretty hard, I want to maximise as much juice as possible. So I'm just going to beat it, just like this. You can take a rolling pin if you want, beat it like this. And as soon as I'm going to cut it, all the juices will burst, and this is exactly what I'm after. So I'm just going to put it like that. All the juices are coming out. So this is for the lime, okay? I think the lobster is still pretty on. So what I'm going to do with the lobster, I'm going to start to take my lobster in here, in my chopping board, okay? Remove this. I'm going to take a bowl like this. We can put all the lovely flesh in there, and I'm going to show you the different type of flesh you get. There's flesh in the tail and flesh in the clothes. Well, according to I don't know if it's a legend or somebody has told me anyway, that the two clothes are, as you can see, they're predominantly different. One is larger and the other one is smaller. Apparently the larger one is to defend itself and the other one is to feed itself. I'm going to remove those lovely clothes and put them aside. I'm going to deal with it in a minute. I'm going to go for the tail first. Make sure you take some paper just to sponge out all the water, release it, the water trap between the flesh and the lobster itself. So I want to take a knife first of all. Unfortunately, that bit from here to here, you don't really need it. Okay, we after the tail. I've seen in Spain, for example, when they have tapas in tapas bar. In Galicia, in places like that, what they're doing, they will serve you these little legs with a lovely sauce, and if you squeeze it, there's lovely precious flesh that comes out in there. Wonderful, nothing wrong with it. You need few ones to have a decent meal on this. So I'm just going to put it like that. I'm going to take my knife, a bigger knife is always nice, a big chopper. I'm going to stab it right in the middle. And I'm going to press it all the way down like this. Use my left hand to break, and I'm just going to cut the tail in half like this, okay? And I'm going to remove the tail. This one can be used for lobster bisque if you prefer, you know, or but I suppose you need more than one to have a decent soup, a decent bisque. Check this out. There you go. Take this perfectly cooked juice. If you overcook it, the whole flesh will shrink at an incredible rate, and if you undercook it, the flesh will remain liquid. So, you know, come off, you know, cook it the right way, very, very important. So I'm just going to take this lobster, and as you can see, on the side of the tail, let's cut it in half, you know, two tails like this, okay? On the side of the tail, there's a little tube in there with all the intestines, it's not really nice actually. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I don't like it. Okay, so I'll put it aside in there. I really want to go for the lovely flesh. The lobster were very small. We had a really rough time at the moment in Brighton Sea, and the bigger lobster seems to hide and they don't really venture, therefore the fishermen can't really catch them. And besides, the flesh from a small lobster is far better than the bigger one. The bigger one tends to be tougher. I prefer the small one. So, sponge everything out. So you end up with two lovely lobster in here. Just cut it in half, a little bit there, in pieces in there. I'm going to give you some to you. Just try that out. Just tell me what you think. Wow. Oh, yeah, okay, brilliant. So I'm going to put this in there, okay. Regarding the clothes in there, very important. I want to bring this over because as soon as I'm going to take this off, you're going to have a bit of water coming out. Oh, okay. And I'm just going to cut the rubber here. I mean, look at that rubber. See? It's definitely fierce, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, get rid of that, okay. In here. Just get rid of that in a bit. Very important to keep everything nice and clean. And this is very important. You want to take the claw in there. You want to take that bit in here. Oh, there you go. All the water. You want to take more in there. You want to break it down gently down, not too much in there. And then put it back again in here. You want that bit in here to feature. You see, if you take it too hard, that bit in here will stay inside the flesh. And it will take, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I mean, it will take you ages to remove that bit in there because this is pretty hard. It stays between the teeth and it's not really pleasant. Right. So take this off, put it in there, Do the same thing with the other one. Bit of water in here, see, not much water, but let's put it in there. Oh, no. It's really hard. Look at that power. I'm going to cut it, water come out. Bring it back gently, in here. You want that bit to feature. You want that bit to feature too. So get rid of that. And then these and these. Right. I'm going to take a rolling pin. I'm going to bash this just to make just gently. Okay. Get rid of that in here. That white bit in here. Put it in here. Do the same thing with the other one. Alright, in here. That little white bit there. Okay. It's really warm. So you can leave it in the fridge just to cool down before you cut it and extract the flesh. But you know, according to my friend, I do have some kind of asbestos hand, so I don't feel the heat as much as anyone. Right, going to do the same thing as over here, cutting that bit that connects the body to the clothes. I'm going to take that bit in here, and if this is too narrow, I'm going to tweak up my sleeve here, and I'm going to take one of these skewers in here, and I'm just going to take the flesh off, push it back like that. There we go. Just like this. Okay. Get rid of these. Going to do the same thing in the other bit. Voilà. Parfait. J'adore. Ça rapport. I love lobster. And then here, I'm going to take that bit in here and remove. It's very narrow, my knife. And if I use these to break that, the whole flesh will, you know, deteriorate. And there I go. Voilà. So you've got lovely lobster in here. These, I'm going to put this into my lovely bisque with a bit of leeks, a bit of celery, onions, a bit of anis starch, a bit of carrots, and a few potatoes just to thick the whole thing. A bit of tomato concasse and some fish stock, and I will have my lobster bisque. And for the lobster here, I'm gonna take it like this. Well, actually no, what I'm gonna do, look, I'm gonna cut it in pieces like this. You see, don't feel alarmed with this little. Okay, kind of like that. Place this in there, in here, in here. There you go. All those pieces. Something here. Just put it in there. In here. Just leave it like that. Bit of lemon juice. Trees of lime juice. She's nice and mixed. And guess what? No salt, pepper. I love it just like that. You know, it's such a lovely, rich It's such a lovely, rich flavour. I want my lobster to steal the show on the plate. I don't want to put any spices, any chili, or you could do this eventually, but it's such a lovely flesh that I want to eat it.